Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the Digital Marketing Digest episode number 11. You're with Casey, and I have some cool updates from all the major platforms today, starting from Instagram to Amazon to Google to Bing. Bing is a recent addition in this episode. I have a lot of updates coming for you, so why wait? Let's get started. So let's start with Instagram today because Instagram has got a lot of updates and they have made some major changes which are not just major, they're also very interesting if you ask me. Now the first set of four major updates that I have from Instagram is playing around with letting you send GIF messages in your direct messages. I'm telling you, meme marketing is on the rise. Now, the biggest update probably in Instagram today that I have is Instagram is letting you get rid of hashtags. Oh, hold on. They're not letting you get rid of hashtags completely. They're just letting you not post them in the caption section, and you will have a hashtag free caption slot where you can put in your caption. Scroll down and they're introducing another place where you can put in all your hashtags. Now, there are a lot of discussions that happen. People don't want to disclose the hashtags that they use. Some of them kind of get embarrassed by the way they use so many hashtags. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, but now you don't have to show your hashtags and you don't have to let people know about them. Now, geofencing is one of the biggest things that Instagram is trying to launch. Geofencing is as simple as this. When you put something on Instagram, when you just put in your caption and you have options like do you want to post it on your Facebook page? Do you want to tag somebody? And do you want to choose a geographic location that you're actually doing it from? Now, without a doubt, Instagram is accessible across all countries. Now, if you post something, if your hashtags match that criteria of people or that category of users, now your posts will be visible to them. But going forward, you can actually do a geofencing, which means you only want to make your Instagram posts to be shown to a particular set of people in, let's say, Australia, not in the United States. Now that is possible going forward with the geofencing feature. They've rolled out a blanket feature where all the users across the globe can tag people in the videos that you post on Instagram. Now these are the first set of major updates. I still have a few more updates. Instagram lets you tag your school that you studied in your bio section. You can just tag. It also will start pulling up people who also have tagged the same school. Now, let's say if I've included Bishop Cotton in my high school, and the same thing, I can tag Bishop Cotton on Instagram, and people who have also tagged that would also be shown there. Now, that's an interesting feature. There was a rumor going on, making rounds on the social media last week, which was Instagram is trying to play around with the regram feature, which is just like retweeting or reposting. Yes, and Instagram has completely ruled out of any such activity, and they say that they are not trying to regram or reshare or repost anything. So that's a rumor, and that's not going to happen. Another set of update that I have from Instagram is trying to introduce a quiz sticker to its stories. Now, when you post something on Instagram stories, you scroll up and you have a lot of options that you can include, like swipe up or poll or now you also have an option where you can actually have a quiz. Now, quiz is different from poll, where poll is you ask a question and you ask people to respond with a yes or no. Quiz is you give them options and you ask them to choose which of them would be their choice. The last update that I have about Instagram today is Instagram is making some changes to the highlights, and they've introduced something called as highlight stickers in your stories. Now you can, they've made some changes to the highlights and the way they appear in stories. The complete update is yet to be rolled out soon, and start expecting to see some changes in highlights as far as Instagram stories are concerned. Pinterest was recently in news for introducing new APIs to marketers. Now, a lot of people did not understand what these would be, and it was not clear anywhere about what these interesting APIs would be for marketers. Now, there was an update today from Pinterest which said that they're introducing a feature called Shop the Look, which was earlier available only to large business houses. Now that is rolled out to small marketers and small businesses today. Now, what this would do is imagine, let's say, all right. So let's assume that I'm wearing a yellow Hollister T-shirt and I'm wearing a cap. Now, if I post a picture of me like this on Pinterest, and if I let people, if I mean, when people see me in a yellow T-shirt and a cap that I just put on, now there will be a small icon where they can click upon, and it'll say shop the look, which means they would be able to shop the cap. I mean, there would be a picture of this cap along with the price. They would also see a picture of the T-shirt with a price attached to it. Now, this is extremely helpful for merchants and retailers if you observe. Now, it's directly promoting, giving the users the flexibility to purchase the products from that post where they can be sent to the web page where the product is being sold. Now, this is one interesting feature which is called as the Shop the Look feature, introduced by Pinterest for not just big business houses, which was available earlier. It's also available for small businesses going forward. The next set of updates are from Twitter. Now, Twitter does have certain interesting updates in today's episode, which is Twitter has finally jumped onto the bandwagon of showing up ads on publisher websites. Now, you might be wondering what kind of ads and how can Twitter ads be shown on publisher websites and who these publishers is going to be. Now, imagine you have embedded a tweet of yours in your blog. Now, you have tweeted about something at some point in time. Now, you have embedded that tweet and you put it on your blog. Now, let's say the blog is talking about best accessories to buy, and you have embedded a tweet where you were mentioning about, let's say, a mouse like this, which is Targus. Now, the recent update will enable Twitter to show ads in the embedded tweet that you have put up on your blog. Now, this is how Twitter is trying to expand their ad platforms or ad network by showing the ads on embedded tweets in publishers' websites. Clearly, Twitter wants money outside of Twitter ads as well. So, and it is a very, very interesting move. And if it works out well, Twitter could be taking the same path along the lines of what happened to Facebook and Google when it comes to advertising on other networks. Now, that's a very interesting move, if you ask me. The next update from Twitter that I have is Twitter. Now, imagine you're watching a video on your Twitter app on your mobile phone, or let's assume that you're watching a video posted by one of your friends about the new car that they have purchased. Now, you really want to say that it's a nice car, right? That's your friend that's tweeted. So you would want to say that it's a nice car. Now, earlier what used to happen is you had to step out of that window where you just have to minimize the video, go back and tweet about or comment about saying that, hey, nice car. But now you can start responding within these videos and within the images that you might see on Twitter without having to walk away from whatever you're watching on Twitter. Now, the last update that I have about Twitter is the recent change that Twitter made. If you want to watch tweets or look at the tweets according to the algorithm where it shows you the best tweets from people who you follow, you can step out of that and start sorting out your tweets in the chronological order, which means they will show tweets as and when they appear. Now, initially there was a lot of hesitation from people and a lot of debate about why would I want to look at tweets in a chronological order. I would want to see the tweets from people that I follow. But I mean, when surveyed, different people surveyed on different occasions, and it was found that 70% of the people started actually appreciating the chronological way tweets were being shown. That's a good point to note. That's about it from Twitter. There was a lot of hesitation when it came to believing that Amazon has gotten into the league of big advertisers in the due course of my updates over the last 1 week. Now, I've received comments from people saying that no, you can't compare Amazon and Google or Facebook when it comes to selling ads, and they're different platforms and they're different and the way they work is different and all that jazz. But come to think of it, a recent survey says Amazon is the third biggest ad seller in the US, followed by Google and Facebook. So now you cannot deny this fact, right? So Amazon has been really working on things and really making things to scale on the ad front, and they are the third biggest ad seller in the US alone. The second most interesting, exciting, whatever you call it, update from Amazon that I have today is Amazon has taken over Getty Images, which is Getty, Getty Images, which was a big warehouse of images and fun things. They've taken them over to enhance image search when it comes to Amazon Echo. Talk about innovation. They have disrupted the space with Amazon Voice, which is the Echo, Alexa, or whatever. Now they've taken over this company, and you can only expect them to do crazier stuff going forward when it comes to image search on Alexa or Amazon Echo. The next piece of update that I have about is from Adobe. Adobe has taken over the marketing tech giant or tech company called Marketo, which is for about, and the deal is expected to be valued at about $4.7 billion. Nobody saw this coming when there were other options and other people who would have benefited a lot by taking over Marketo. I don't know where Adobe slid it through and they finally made it possible. Let's talk about e-commerce for a second, and you can't stop but think about Shopify when you talk about e-commerce when it comes to how they have made selling online possible. Though you are a newbie, you have no experience in creating websites or e-commerce websites, they've just made it simple. So anybody can start off with a product and start selling on Shopify. Now this is what's new from Shopify yesterday. What Shopify has done is Shopify is bringing AR experience, which is augmented reality experience, to all its stores with iOS 12, and some of the sellers have already adapted. Some of the sellers have already done things based upon this, and they have put it upon their stores, and it looks really amazing. Now, AR, whether you like it or not, whether you deny it or accept it, is going to be the future. Now, when we thought buying online was a big innovation or a big giant leap that we have taken towards adapting to new technologies, wait until you can touch, feel, and sense things even before you buy them online. So when you talk about things on that front, augmented reality, Shopify in collaboration, for enabling it for iOS 12 devices is definitely an interesting move, and I'm very excited to see what's coming after this. All right, so for the first time ever, what we would be talking about in this channel is Bing. Now, Bing had brought AMP searches, which is accelerated mobile pages, to its mobile searches. Now, if you search for anything on Bing using your mobile phone, you're expected to see trending articles or trending news or trending websites on your mobile browser itself. Now, that's one big update. Now, the second update is Bing Ads is boasting about a new feature where they have 2-3 sub features in that feature, where they have made some changes to their ad platform, where they have revamped something like an auction insights, where they would start showing you insights and different competitor analysis and along with certain metrics. Now, they say that this is not available in any other competitor, but I doubt that. Now, this is a revamped version of what auction insights in Google Ads looks like. Now, they have made certain suggestions available to advertisers when it comes to location targeting and how you can leverage upon these things. And the third feature that they have introduced is they're bringing in a performance insights tab, or an option where it will give you certain insights about what strange or what unusual has happened in the recent past, and how you can observe those trends and use them in your marketing strategy. The second thing about Bing is they have stopped you from submitting URLs, from the public submission of URLs. Now, earlier you can do it anonymously. Now, anybody can upload a URL and start getting it verified. Now they can't do it. They would have to do it from the Bing Webmaster Tools going forward. Now, it was done just to make sure that people submit quality URLs, and they have seen a lot of cases when people were doing it anonymously, there were a lot of quality issues. So to avoid that, Bing has taken this step. So now you cannot publicly submit URLs. You would have to register with Bing Webmaster Tools and then start doing it going forward, which is nothing but what happens with Google Search Console. It's almost the same. Bing has made certain modifications in the way things get searched. Now you can search on Bing using certain images. Now that is, they're calling it as the visual search. Assume that you're reading an article somewhere. Now let's say I'm reading an article in a book. Now I can take a picture of that on my smartphone, and I can search with that on bing.com, and it'll actually show me where it was pulled from or where it was captured from. Now that is an interesting thing that Bing is trying to do now. So that's about it from Bing. Now let's step on to what Facebook is all about and see what's in store today. Now, Facebook dating, for all the people who thought was a joke, was a prank, was not true. You're mistaken. It is true, and it is coming in sooner than you expect, probably this week or the beginning of next week. Now, Facebook dating is real, and there would not be a platform which is like, I don't want to take names, but other platforms where casual hookups and short-term relationships are acceptable and a big thing. Now, Facebook is really trying to make dating more meaningful, they say, and see how things go from there. So they are, what do you say? They're trying to be different from what the traditional dating apps today are doing. And yes, Facebook dating is coming soon than you actually expected. Facebook was always into platforms and developing things. Now, Facebook, get ready for a hardware device from Facebook, which is a video chat device. It's called as the Facebook Portal, and Facebook Portal is a hardware device which would enable you to video chat. Now, Facebook has made it possible for you to tag certain brands when you start posting things. That's a new thing that Facebook is trying to do. And Facebook is also adding more context to articles shared or the links that you have posted. Now, when I say that I have read an interesting article, I copied the URL, I went to my Facebook, I put in my text, and I pasted the URL. So it actually would populate what the page is talking about and which website is this talking about, right? Now, you would also see a small icon which says that about this website. When you click on that, it will give you more context about that website, more information about that website, recently posted articles and where it has been shared, which locations has it been shared, and things like that. So they're really putting in a lot of context into their news feeds. Facebook is experimenting with new emoji suggestions, which means that according to the text you type in Facebook posts or Facebook messages or in Facebook Messenger, it would show you some suggestions related to what kind of emoticons that you should be using. The other update that I have from Facebook is Facebook has introduced certain video clip tools, which these are very, very interesting tools that you can make video clips out of. Now, there was an update where somebody were trying to put individual images and how you can actually make a very, very glamorous pic out of it. When I say glamorous, I just mean that something that you would not expect from a set of static images. Now, that is possible using video clip editor. Now, you would be seeing sessions from me which are very specific to these tools this week, next week, since it's almost the weekend. So stay tuned for that. If you start messaging somebody on your Facebook web app, now you go to facebook.com website on your desktop browser or a laptop browser, and you start chatting with someone start messaging someone on Facebook, you would see a new set of icons and options that Facebook has introduced. So just go there, check and see if you actually see those, and please comment below and if you actually see those options. And Facebook Watch has been globally launched for everybody, and it is made available for everybody going forward. You all just do me a favor. So just go through your Instagram and see if you're able to see the time spent option on your Instagram accounts. If you see that, please comment on the link below. I just want to see how many people are able to access it. I tried on my Instagram, I don't see it yet, but I'm pretty curious to see how it is for others. Are they able to see it or not see it? So accordingly, let's see what can be done according to that. So that's about it from Facebook, and let's start talking about Google. All right, Google has launched a call tracking option that you could set at the account level. Now, earlier you could only do it for the call-only ads and only the ads where you were trying to track phone calls. When I say phone calls, you can track like the duration of the call, number of calls, and things like that. So now this option is available at the account level. Now you can set them at the account level, which is applicable to all the campaigns wherever you want to track. Now, I'm not talking about anything else, but I'm very specifically talking about call reporting. Now, call reporting can be set at the account level going forward. Please understand that this is an option that you can, this is not a mandatory option. You can if you want to, but understand that when you set up call reporting at the account level, all the other places where you had set up call reporting would go void. Now, if you do it at the account level, it is applicable to everything in the account, and you cannot again do any other modifications to individual campaigns or individual accounts, individual campaigns where you want to track these call reporting. So you set it at the account level, it is applicable to the entire account, no further changes after that. The next update that I have from Google is trying to experiment with showing images in their site links on next to the site links that you see in your ads on mobile devices. Now, I say I go to buy shoes online. I see an Amazon's ad. I also see about 4 site links on my mobile phone. Earlier, I only used to see site links, but now they will also show me thumbnails next to each of these site links. And they claim that they are more meaningful and they help people understand about these site links better even before they click on these site links. Google has given some recommendations to people about what do you do with a lot of spammy backlinks that you get, and it is an understandable fact that the most popular websites also have a lot of spammy links. Now, you can't manually control that, but if it is being done deliberately, if that is being done to trick the system, or if to violate the rules of what Google follows, please stay informed that it is not going to stay quiet, and it is definitely going to hit your rankings in Google search. So Google has recently passed on a set of suggestions or a set of things to be done, precautions to be taken care of when you have spammy backlinks. The final update that I have about Google is now the Explore tab in Google Maps launches a new photo section or a picture section where you just go to your Explore option in the Google Maps and you will start seeing different. The last update for today in the episode number 11 is Facebook, WhatsApp are going to be your biggest banking tools going forward, and they're already struggling to get things up when it comes to certain aspects. Now, very soon you can start expecting about handling banking transactions on WhatsApp and Facebook, like how WeChat does in China. All right, so that's about it from my end for the episode number 11. And as always, I just have to ask you one last thing, which is please subscribe. And if you have any questions, concerns, comments, requests, just put them below and I would get them taken care of.